Well, when it first started, I was my energy level went dramatically down. I was just barely coping with everyday things and didn't have energy to do anything else. I was dizzy, I was feeling nausea and thirsty and couldn't sleep, and eating was difficult, and well, no one knew what it was at that point. And I started to stay at home a lot. And then when it got worse, I noticed that I started to be sensitive for many things, chemicals, and I started to react to many different triggers, and I had pain in my lungs and all sorts of feeling sick in my stomach and having intestinal problems, and my feet were hurting all the time. At some point I just couldn't go out anymore without the respirator, and I had to live very isolated life. I had to live in a tent with my kids for 6 months. It affected my life. I went to a doctor, of course, the regular doctor, and I had all tested what could be tested, but nothing was there to be found. Then they sent me to a heart doctor, and they examined my heart, but there was nothing there. And then I went to a lung doctor, and well, he found that I had asthma. And I also went to several osteopaths and used many kinds of supplements. I heard about DNRS when I read a blog that was written by a Finnish woman who was practicing it herself. And I thought, okay, this sounds interesting, but I was convinced when a friend gave me a phone call and I knew her state of health that was even worse than mine, and she was super sensitive and had been ill for many years. And she told me that she started the program and she started to get better really fast. I thought that this has to be real, because my friend could do all sorts of things that she couldn't do before. Well, for me, it started working very fast. Just in some days I started to notice that I was sleeping better, and when I woke up in the morning I was feeling energetic in a way that I hadn't before, and energy level was rising noticeably. No, what's the word? Well, but I was really noticing that I had more energy throughout the day, and I could eat things that I wasn't able to eat before without consequences, and my sense of smell started to normalize very fast. I think it was only a week or two when I started the program, and I went jogging and I could smell cigarette and barbecue and laundry, and I was like, oh well, how can they smell normal? They don't smell toxic anymore. And I was like, wow, even like a cigarette smell was even nice and not toxic. And my mood got a lot better, and I could trust that I would have a future again. So I started practicing DNRS about a year ago, and actively I trained for 6 months, and since that I have been doing it more lightly, but now I can live perfectly normal life. I can live indoors. My children can go to school. Earlier they couldn't, so they healed as well. and I can go anywhere. I don't even think about before when I go somewhere that I just go and I can do anything. I can eat anything I want, and I can work again. So for someone who is suffering at the moment, I would like to say that this is the solution, and just trust it, because thousands of people have gotten better and you can get better too. And your brain is plastic. You can work on yourself, you can heal yourself. You don't need doctors to do that. But you can do the work yourself and you will see the results.